This is the Hector, a Tier 8 Premium Commonwealth cruiser. It is the main reward for the Shield of Troy campaign, and the ship boasts some pretty decent torpedoes, some pretty quick reloading guns, and as far as the commander, you've only got one cruiser commander in the Commonwealth, and it is Harold B Farncomb, and luckily we have 3 presets that we could use. So this is the preset that I've used for the Perth and the Brisbane, for example, and it turns out that when you look at the new specs page, you see all green in the specifications for the main guns, but for some reason I didn't think the setup for the Perth was what you would want for the Hector, so I went with preset 2, and these are the presets that we're going to go over. This is what is in my replay video. And basically, Harold Farncomb, his base trait is Careful, which improves the ship detectability time after firing the main guns inside the smokescreen, as well as your ship detectability is also improved while you're inside that smokescreen, and you get an improvement of your main battery reload time. You can see here that I've got Farncomb maxed out to 16-4. Inspirations, I went with cruiser main battery range with Nikolai Kuznetsov, and then here Hector Waller improves the incoming fire dispersion and rudder shift time. So this is basically agile build for the Hector. Beyond range is the first skill, maxes out that main battery range. Shell from the Ghost is the next one. Cruiser main battery range inside the smokescreen is approved yet again, as well as the cruiser main battery shell grouping when you're inside that smokescreen. Velocious, which is that's what you want for the agile cruiser situation, and on alert, damage control party cooldown time is improved, as is the rudder shift time for that agile build. Refill station is legendary skill, which improves main battery reload time by 10%, and then the special effect is a cruiser main battery range is improved 10% when you're within 3.5 kilometers of an allied ship. So okay, let's check out the upgrades that we've selected here, and it is Aiming Systems Mod 1, which improves the main battery dispersion, and let's see, I'm not even sure if the Hector has secondaries, not even worth going into if it did. Here, Steering Gears Mod 2 to help out that agile build. Rudder shift time is improved by 25%. Steering gears again for another 40%. And steering gear repair time is improved by 80%. So wow, we've helped out the steering gears here, and you will see it does come in play in the highlight. They can barely touch you if you get the steering gears going at range. And then the 4th upgrade slot here is Fire Gun Control System Mod 2. Main battery dispersion and range is maxed out yet again. So we're doing an agile build with maximum range here is essentially what's going on. And the torpedoes are just along for the ride. Got your ammunition of high explosive shells, armor piercing and torpedoes, consumables. You have damage control party, cooldown time. Reload time is 48 seconds. Runs for 5 seconds, and unlimited consumables there. Repair party consumable partially restores the ship's HP, which repairs any light damage at the rate of 687 hit points per second. Runs for 20 seconds, reloads every 76 seconds, and you get a couple of those. Sonar, which acquisition range of torpedoes is 3.4 kilometers. Ships is 4.9. It runs for 100 seconds, and it reloads every 171 seconds, and you have 2 of those. 3 smoke screens. Your duration is 90 seconds, a minute and a half, which is pretty good. Dispersion time is 10 seconds, and it reloads every 152 seconds, and you got 3 of those. And we're maxing out the boosters here, but that could change depending on the match. Ship comes with a cool Hector flag. Don't forget to set that up. Also comes with a cool Type 9 Premium Permanent Camouflage. Sea detectability range and incoming fire dispersion is 4.5% respectively. Specs survivability hit points is 34.4, and armor 13 to 114, and not much torpedo damage reduction and fire resistance. That's pretty cool. I don't really remember that before, but 40% chance of fire resistance, which is pretty good. And here, so main battery range with this preset number 2, which is what I'm trying to say. Main battery range is all the way out to 19.1 kilometers, reloads every 58 seconds. And you can see here that we do have some yellow here, and this is making the accuracy a little bit worse, but you'll see in the replay, it doesn't really matter much. I have tried going with preset number 1, which all of these items here are in green, and there is not that much of a difference in the outcome of the match, and that is obviously down to the player itself, which is basically myself. HE shells, 1900 maximum damage, with fire setting chance of only 8%, but that's every 5.8 seconds. And armor penetration is 22 millimeters. That's cool that they have that now. AP shells, maximum of 2550, not 55, 2550. Armor penetration at max range is down just 1 millimeter though, but that's pretty interesting with these new specs. All right, so let's go to the torpedo launchers, and you have 4 racks of 4 torpedoes each. That is pretty big time. You can get a blanket of torpedoes out there in the water. Range is 12 kilometers. Speed those only 62 knots. Reloads every 96 seconds. Damage is 15,753. And range torpedo detectability range by sea is 1.3 kilometers. So I'm going to claim these are pretty good torpedoes. I've gotten some pretty good results with them. AA defenses, I don't think you'll knock down that many aircraft, but they're there. So it just depends on the match you're playing in. And actually, I have noticed personally, and let me know what you think down below, when you're maxed out on your AA defenses, you rarely see an aircraft carrier in the match. But if you're playing a ship that doesn't have any AA defenses at all, you get an aircraft carrier 100% of the time. So yeah, so a little controversial thing right there, but let me know what you think about that one down below. Maneuverability, maximum speed is 36.7 knots. Rudder shift time is 3.2 seconds with this build. That is pretty good. Let me see. Engine power multiplier speed threshold, whatever that means, 31 knots. Huh. Okay. Reverse engine spool up time is 8 seconds. That's pretty interesting. Engine spool up time is 15 seconds here. So that is really interesting. So with ships that are really slow to get going, you're going to have to start looking at this. It looks like that's pretty cool. I didn't notice that before. Reverse engine multiplier threshold, 10 knots. Huh. Okay. Concealment, detectability range by sea is 10.6 kilometers. And detectability after firing the main guns is 19.1. That's because we maxed out the range, no doubt. And detectability when your ship is on fire is 12.6. Range by air is 6.7. And if you're firing in the smoke, that is important. 3.6 kilometers for a cruiser firing in the smoke. That is fantastic. I'm going to say armor. Yeah, kind of a normal cruiser, but you do have some yellow here, don't you? So you've got some pretty big armor on the side right there, but yeah, I've noticed that you are pretty sturdy, actually, if you're kind of out there, but your citadel is way above the water, and you just have to watch it in a cruiser anyway. The maximum maneuverability I have found does help out. So, okay, let's check out the overview. Guns aplenty. High number of guns allows for a lot of damage, and that is for sure. reload, or above average main battery reload speed, and at 5.8 seconds, that is pretty true. Above average torpedo reload speed. Okay, they seem kind of slow in the specs, but let's see what happens in gameplay. Are you going to notice it or not? Okay, so that as far as the Hector goes, in 1936, Great Britain started designing a cruiser based on a smaller version of the hull of the Southampton-class cruisers. As a result, the Fiji-class ships were developed. Cool. I like the Fiji, actually. However, had Great Britain decided to build a full-size AA defense cruisers, a project could have been implemented that embodied an AA defense cruiser based on the hull of a Belfast-class ship. All right, that is interesting to know. I didn't notice there was anything special going on in the AA on this ship, but the year of design was 1945, and there were no ships in the series, and we certainly have the ship in the game. And let's go out and check out a match in standard, and we're using active preset 2 right there, so check that out.
Well, all right, here we go. We are in North, and I got to tell you, the thing I like about agile cruisers is you can make the other guys miss. So here, got a division on the other team, destroyer per side, and let me see, it looks like six cruisers per side. So whoa, all right, just a couple battleships, so you don't really have to worry necessarily all that much about battleships taking you out. And that's a 3-person division on the other side, so I'm gonna claim they have a significant advantage over our team. So obviously my first option is to race up here on C, and you can see I'm checking out the steering gears here, and my intent is to fire both racks of torpedoes into that gap right there in C with a 12-kilometer range. That's pretty good. You can see on the mini map that the torpedoes will go beyond the capture point of C right there. So all right, so now I'm going to swing around and do the same thing the other way. You can see that we're being spotted already. I am assuming that is from the destroyer, and we have hit the smoke, and yeah, we're going to do both sets of torpedoes, and we are just going to rely on our steering gears. Look at that. Look at how the main incoming rounds from that Plymouth are not really hitting us because our steering gears and our speed are so great. So that is awesome right there. Right at the beginning of the match, you get to see what I was getting at with the steering gear enhancement here. And even though I took a little bit of a hit on the accuracy, I am pretty happy with the steering gear setup here with the Agile build. And yeah, so let's see if we get any action here. There is a split. Is he going to get? He looks like he's going to get nailed with some torpedoes. So one hit, and he is gone. 2 hits, devastating strike, and that was an easy. That was an easy kill on the Hector right there because the opposing destroyer just tripped into our torpedoes, and I've done that plenty of times, so I'm not really bothered when that happens. But yeah, so we are not being spotted here, probably because of that smoke screen on the Plymouth, but he is within range of my teammate there in the cruiser. And we are just going to close up here and see what we can do. As long as we got the steering gears going, I'm pretty happy to try to make them miss, as it were. And we are reloaded already, and all right, so let's saturate that gap with some more torpedoes and see if we can get a few more hits. Yeah, I am not really looking to close in too quickly here. So now we are being spotted, no doubt, by that Plymouth, but he's going to get wiped out by my teammates up there, so that is cool. The torpedoes, I don't think, came from the Plymouth. Maybe they did. But yeah, we are just saturating the gap with with those torpedoes, and these are pretty accurate rounds, it looks like. But since he's moving out and these things do float kind of high a little bit, any kind of a hit right here. This looks like I might get a couple hits. Is he going to be around before they hit? No, he is gone just as our rounds get there. So yeah, so these rounds do float up kind of high, and you have to try to use that as an adjustment to try to hit the opposing team with your main guns. But, you know, so far so good. And now I'm going to be looking to fire some torpedoes in the gap here over to the left at the Pommern. And it turns out he's going to almost be a sitting duck. And our teammates are pretty much capturing the base. Looks like we're going to make it in there to get a partial capture. And yeah, so there is the gap. I'm trying to stay away from the gap at this point to make sure I can capture the base. Now I'm looking back at the gap because with the single fire torpedoes, I'm going to be looking to take some blind shots with the torpedoes, I think. And then come around with the other rack. Whoops. So that was a whoops. You got to watch it when the second rack switches over and becomes engaged, because those torpedoes are definitely going to hit the island right there. Those two torpedoes, it looks like. But now I'm going to go into the gap here and look to fire my the right side of the ship. I'm going to look to fire both racks those torpedoes at the Pommern. I'm assuming, yeah, there's the Pommern right there. That is awesome. And no doubt my teammate there is the one that spotted him. And even though the marker is kind of beyond the island there, I think the fact that he sees me, or should see me, maybe he's paying attention to my teammate, but we are just going to try to take this guy out. Here's some easy hits. You can see the guns, the main guns, are pointed in the other direction. And I think he's moving too fast. We may not get any more torpedo hits. Let's see. Going to back up. We're going to stay in the smoke screen. Oh, we get another hit and a flood. That is awesome. So now we're just going to tee off on the Pommern, and being 5 kilometers away, we are going to stay hidden in the smoke, assuming we can stay in the smoke, and we will. We outran the smoke there for a second, and then the smoke came and covered us, and that's kind of an accurate shot, so I don't mind having the nerfs on the gun specs from my preset number 2 here. And the Pommern isn't going to be around very much longer, it doesn't look like. So he is really in big trouble. He's going to be gone here. And this is the kind of stuff I think you can do with the Hector. The guns do reload pretty quick. Torpedoes are reloaded already, at least on the left side of the ship. And yeah, we're not even going to check that out because the Pommern is going to be gone there. We get our second kill of the match, 47,000 damage. Not really huge damage numbers, but I believe it's more about team play and getting the overall win rather than even scoring at the very top of the leaderboard. Bottom line, I think the goal of the game is to win the game. If you participate and well, if you're not AFK and you at least participate a little bit, I think you were part of the win. So, all right, so now we are going to be looking to go up to where the other red ships are. Yeah, that is basically about it for the Hector. I think it's a great ship, really fast reloading guns. Great maneuverability. The torpedoes are pretty cool. And I think for me, it was fun to play. I really like having an agile cruiser, especially when I'm at range a little bit, to dare the other team to get me. All right, so the island indicator went away. Looks like we got a shot at the Picardy way over that island. How about that? And we got a fire. Awesome. All right, so the Picardy is cooking. Got him on the fire across the island, and that is great. So, okay, so yeah, the shells float, but you can get fires and hits over pretty large islands and mountains there. So that is pretty cool. And we're just basically racing up here as quick as we can to try to engage this guy before our teammates take him out, actually. So looks like he got rocked by either a battleship hit or some torpedoes. There's some torpedoes coming in on the guy, and he is gone right there. And that is it for the match. And yeah, I think the Hector is a pretty cool ship. It was a big time victory for the Hector. 344,000 credits, 94 main gun hits, 3 torpedo hits, 2 destroyed ships, couple fires, couple floodings. That is awesome, I think, for $10 Admiralty backing. You can't go wrong with the Hector for a tier 8 ship. As always, let me know what you think down below. This is the Jaguar, and I'll see you on the high seas. Thanks for watching. Hit subscribe if you like it.
Yeah, interesting. I haven't started one fire yet, so fire starting chances on this thing is not great. My team is dropping like flies. There's a fire. Wow. He's gone.
Enemy destroyer blown up.